Hey guys, this week's episode is being sponsored by Universal Pictures' Candyman. Once again, director Nia DaCosta and Oscar winner Jordan Peele are about to snatch our wigs and, I don't know, gut us and all kinds of horribly gruesome things because the Candyman film is almost here. You know how the story goes. Legend has it. You say his name 5 times in the mirror, and he comes out, and then both of you lip sync for your lives. And then RuPaul says, Candyman, sachet, you stay, and then you die. That's not how it goes. But either way, you can find out how it does go on August 27th. I dare you to say it. And then again, I have to say this part, so I'm gonna say it in the key of that song to make it friendlier.
Great.
Candyman, Candyman, Candyman.
Oh my god.
Candyman.
Yep, that's the
Candyman in theaters August 27th. I feel like if he kills me at this point, it's like he's truly grumpy.
It's gonna be
I
all
get it.
good.
White women. Yeah. All right, let's start the show. Welcome back to the program, everybody. I am Gina Waters.
And I am Serena Williams, and this is The Read. Thank you so much for coming back.
It is indeed The Read, and thank you indeed for joining us once again.
Mm-hmm.
Let us not waste too much of your time. We're going to jump right into our excellent Black folk this week, where we talk about Black people doing excellent things. And this week, by way of Because of Them, We Can.com, where I've mentioned I get a lot of our Black excellent news. Because of Them, We Can. Shout out to y'all. You keep me abreast of dope Black people doing dope Black things. And this week, we're going to talk. It's not an ad, by the way. I feel like every time I say something nice about
Anybody?
a company or anyone, especially on this platform, I have to let you know that I genuinely mean it. And it's like I have to say Candyman 5 times, otherwise I have to. This is free. I just can't. I also can't wait to see Candyman, for the record.
Yeah, you can't wait to see that child all by yourself, baby. I will be waiting for you to text me about it. I will not be looking at that.
Again, if that man and man in all caps is the one doing the hooking, bludgeon me.
Nope. I
gobble
cannot
me, swallow me,
that.
drip down the side, whatever Megan said. Yes. I'll do it. I saw Watchmen.
All right.
So this week we're talking about Amanda Wilson, who is the owner and CEO of A&X Puzzles. She's the first Black-owned puzzle owner, business woman, person to have a line of puzzles in Target. First Black-owned puzzle company. And I thought that was really dope. I really love, a lot of our Black excellence stories are here is this 14-year-old child that has, built their own working spaceship using only cans of Sprite and the occasional Mountain Dew.
Right. It's always something otherworldly, some 16-year-old invented a way to remove all the plastic from raindrops or some shit and just heal the earth all by herself. And you're just what, bitch?
Yeah.
How the rest of us was ever supposed to catch up to that in any way?
Yeah. Stop the LA fires. The children are truly the future.
Completely reverse global warming all by themselves. Okay, girl.
But I also love stories book bars around the city or, young Black game developers or older Black game developers. Fun, quirky stories that we don't talk about enough. And I mean, honestly, I don't know how many of y'all's Black families love to puzzle, but I feel like we still have no less than 5 jigsaw puzzles at the house. Was everybody time. Everybody can get in on a puzzle.
Exactly. Everybody in the house can help with this. Even the niggas who really don't be caring about puzzles like that. And, apparently they're good for brain development in one way or another. So the more of us doing puzzles, the better, really.
Well, Amanda Wilson created her puzzle brand and company in 2019. She gave birth to her twin babies, Adric and Zola. I hope I pronounced their names right. They were born 10 weeks early. So when they were in ICU for 43 days, unfortunately, Mama started sketching, ideas for beautiful Black puzzles. What is now one of her most popular puzzles, the spaceship puzzle, is one of the first sketches that she did. And by last year, Target contacted her and said, "Hey girl, we live. How about selling some of that stuff over here?"
Yay.
And that's where we're at now. So if you see an A&X puzzle in your local Target, it's Black owned and it's awesome. And it's been created by the mother of some awesome Black kids. And apparently, I also read here on this website that the jigsaw puzzle market is valued at $9.1 billion internationally. This was 2019. What? So I don't know exactly. That's obviously probably a little bit different now, but not as in still, 2019, $9.1 billion.
I would not have guessed billions.
9.1 of them.
You know what that lets me know? Other countries are doing way more puzzles than the United States of America.
Down, right.
Because there's no way in the world that we take up even half of that.
Because American babies see a jigsaw puzzle and spit at your feet. Where's the Call of Duty, bitch? Where's the Fortnite?
Where's my goddamn iPad, bitch?
What am I supposed to do with this?
I FaceTime and FaceTime exclusively. These kids don't even see the point of talking if you are not looking at somebody.
Your 3-year-old baby will look at you and be like, okay,
yeah,
daddy.
Bitch, where is the actual entertainment? Please don't play with me.
Consider the fact that I could have done this on my iPad with less cleanup. Are you okay? Are you okay? Your baby is clearing you on the effectiveness of their electronic device.
Exactly.
When you just want to build, a bond with them. What are we supposed to do?
No, it's just, as soon as you said that, I was like, wow, that is certainly not an United States of America thing. We are not responsible. I would be blown away if we were actually buying and contributing that much to the puzzle industry. We don't seem like a puzzle kind of people. Yeah. We seem like a Candy Crush kind of people.
Yeah. And then you graduate to slots. And you're there. Yeah. That's it. That's correct.
Okay.
So next time you're in your local Target and your baby wants to run through the game section or the toy section, look out for these puzzles because they will have little illustrations on them that look like you and your family, and that you'll be supporting a Black-owned business and the first Black person to have a puzzle line at Target. So shout out to you, Amanda.
Yes.
And I hope that you are wealthy.
Yes.
All right.
Same. Or will be soon. Amen.
This week on The Conjuring of Hot Tops, The Devil Made Me Bottom. Did I do that one?
I have no idea, but something about the devil and bottoming, I feel like I've heard that before, but that specific combination of words.
Called being gay.
That's what I'm saying. I'm not even sure it's within the context of you and this show. I've just heard niggas talk about how bottoming is not from God. So
it's a commitment.
Yeah. No, you really have to be dedicated to your cause. You really have to believe in what you fight for. And so my hat's off to you.
Yeah, it's very much like when you realize that that's where you identified, you kind of cue Poor Unfortunate Souls by Ursula the Sea Witch.
I can see why. And it's
kind of an exchange of rather than your voice, maybe your virtue and rectal health.
Please.
I don't know.
Okay.
Yeah.
Why did we take it this far?
Yeah. I don't know. What were we talking about?
I don't know. Hot topics for the week.
That's the thing that we do.
Exactly. Yeah.
So, WizKid, very popular musician, Afrobeat king,
yes,
songster.
Yep. All that.
Creating waves as of late after a remix to his latest hit, Essence, popped up on our digital streaming platforms.
Yep.
Featuring one Justin, I sort of heard of Martin Luther King Jr. He invented peanuts, right? Peanut butter?
Please shut up. Please shut up.
Was it the traffic light? No, the hot comb. Martin Luther King Jr. invented the hot comb.
No, he invented...
That Justin Bieber.
Like, of all the artists... I'm sorry. You're not even done talking about it. I'm sorry.
No, go ahead, please.
I was just... first of all, Justin Bieber and his Please Consider Me #Black campaign already irks the last little bit of my fucking nerves.
It is incessant.
It's so bad. And it's been going on for a while. And when he threw that fit about the Grammys calling him pop instead of R&B or whatever, I was like, oh, this is only going to get worse.
Yeah.
And now here we are where he is featured on a WizKid record. And like, I get it. I do. I get it from an industry standpoint because it's Justin fucking Bieber.
Yes.
And if you want your song to get the most streams or the blah, 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 nominations, money.
Sure.
I get it. However, really? Of all the fucking people, we could not get another Afrobeats artist? Or even somebody black?
That's the thing.
Or even somebody black.
There you go. There you go, right? Because it's like, obviously by reaching out to a Justin Bieber, having Justin Bieber feature, because I truly wouldn't believe if Justin, like, had Scooter and Tooter and Pooter and everybody on Squad.
You know
Bum rush.
You know it.
Every country in Africa that has a studio and say, like, hey, put our girl on a song. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, I would have no problem believing that Justin Bieber absolutely stormed the Afrobeats playlist on Spotify and was like, please start making phone calls. So I don't know. But obviously this link up, like you're saying, is in the effort of like capitalizing off of the fact that Afrobeats is super mainstream right now.
Right.
But as you said, like, I can understand you being like, okay, well, we want to get someone that's like an American musician or like, you know, a non-Afrobeats superstar to kind of really grasp onto that. But why couldn't a motherfucker be of African ancestry
like,
at least?
Saying of the bare
Giveon right there.
Minimum.
Jasmine Sullivan right there. Like,
I would have taken old girl from Love and Hip Hop Miami.
I'm sorry.
I'm just saying, like, I would.
Which one?
Don't have me telling no lies because a
singer.
Yes.
Amara La Negra?
Amara La Negra. I was going to say, please don't
Actually,
let me fuck
I'm not
up her
mad
name.
at that.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
over Justin Bieber. Sure.
A lot of people had never, and y'all not going to believe me, but I had actually heard of her before reality TV. Her name just slipped my mind. But like, a lot of people never heard of her till Love and Hip Hop. But I would rather have a quote unquote Love and Hip Hop star on that song than Justin fucking Bieber. Of all
I'll take Jessie
fucking
Woo.
People. Okay, I don't know her music, but like, countless Black Americans, countless Black artists across the diaspora. And I just don't, I would have even been happier if it was like a Black artist or specifically a Black Afrobeats artist on the song with Justin, like it's featuring Justin and this other I would have been happier with that, especially if the Black person.
Tim's is already on the damn song.
Who?
Okay. Well, the thing is, it's not just WizKid on the song. There is another person and has been.
What?
Tens. Yeah, featuring TEMS.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, right there.
Are you serious?
Been on the song. Yeah.
Huh. All right. Well, I will.
All right. Well, we all learned something.
I was going to say, since I don't know that for sure, I will let you have that.
I'm so heartbroken about this.
I would say that
it's like this Black girl has been sitting right here on this song this whole time, and the girls don't even know that, and they know that Justin Bieber is on it before her Black ass having been on it from the get go. And this is the problem that I have with this now. Do you see what I'm saying? Like, I feel like
the way it's played out right in front of our fucking faces, like.
I feel like whiteness, when it comes to like whiteness, usually I could be wrong, and I know that we're in a different time than a lot of the erection of other Black music genres. I should have used a different. I can't think. Whatever.
What a great word. Yeah.
But like, I feel like it usually takes whiteness. I don't know. Maybe like 6 to 12 years before they fully are like complete in the, oh, we do the feature.
Yeah.
We make the albums. And then we do the, what? Black people made Afro beats for? You know what I mean? Like, I feel like it usually
and that's too much. That's too much.
Around a decade before white people start acting like they had no idea that we made the genre or created it. Maybe a little bit longer. And with, you know, with Tim Cook and Steve Jobs and their devices, it is probably different in terms of the timing now. But I'm like, God damn, can we have some fun as Black people, as descendants of Africa, as people who are connected before we, you know, have some more Joss Stone ass, blue-eyed Afro R&B ass, goddamn, like,
yeah.
Oof.
I'm so sorry, Miss Timms. I am so sorry. Blame it on my...
You're not alone.
I know, right. A lot of people just said, wait a minute, what? And went and Googled it, and now they're like, oh my God, how did I not know this? But honestly, this illustrates my point. Why do I know about Justin Bieber before I know about this Black girl?
Yeah.
Why is that even, like, why isn't her feature? You know what? I get it. I do. I get it. Because it's Justin fucking Bieber and blah, blah, blah. Everything about how big he is as a star. But I just don't care.
Not even
for
Usher?
It. Like, of all, like, there are so many. It's really almost an infinite number of artists you could have asked that would have done this before you got to anybody white, much less Justin Bieber. That's all I'm saying.
Very specifically, like, not only do we want to cross over, who do the Caucasians live for?
Right.
And honestly, like, you know, marketing wise, business wise for you, I see what you're doing and it probably is working. So.
Right. I get it completely. I 100% understand it, but I don't have to like it just because I get it.
When Rebecca Black is at the Grammys with an Afrobeats album and she acts like she don't know who the fuck WizKid is, I don't want to hear y'all say nothing.
Right. When Trisha Paytas has the #1 Afrobeat / R&B album, you niggas are going to be nauseous. And I'm going to say, I fucking told you so. I fucking told you. It's time to start gatekeeping. It's okay for us to be like, no crackers over here for some shit. And Lord knows.
Thank you for enjoying.
Lord knows Black American music needs to start doing that. Like right now. Right now. Yesterday. Kick these crackers out.
Speaking of features, one Lizzo has a new song out featuring Cardi B. The title of the song is Rumors.
Lord.
It has been out for just over a week and some change, maybe. Not so long. And, you know, lots of varying opinions about the song and whatnot. Both Cardi and Lizzo are pretty visible on Twitter and in social media in general, I should say. And apparently during a recent IG Live moment, Lizzo had an emotional moment where she kind of teared up and, you know, was admittedly exhausted with the negativity that's thrown her way and whatnot. This isn't like the first time this has happened with Lizzo.
Yeah, no, this is what y'all do about Lizzo.
And Cardi chimed in to a tweet of this clip saying, when you stand up for yourself, they claim you're problematic and sensitive. When you don't, they tear you apart until you're crying like this. Whether you skinny, big, plastic, they're going to always try to put their insecurities on you. Remember, these are nerds looking at the popular table. When I read this, I was like, Cardi, you had me so that like you could have
girl?
You all, because like she's correct.
Right, but you didn't have to say it.
Yeah, like that comparison at the end is a little off base, especially because like a lot of the people at the quote unquote popular table are nerds, and like way more of you motherfuckers are quote unquote not even nerds, because in 2021 into 22 nerds are really cool. Like a lot of you motherfuckers just aren't cool. You're lame as fuck. You listen to whatever the latest, you know, Pooh Shiesty or LMNOP blank rapper says is cool, and then you go and buy that and depreciate that shit in value until somebody else comes out and says this is what you should buy. Like all you motherfuckers are uncool, you know, like so it's like Anyway,
Cardi though.
Yeah, Cardi's cool, but I just disagree with that last part. In the bit of the live that I saw from Lizzo, she kind of hit one of my nails on the head. Oof, that sounded graphic. When she said something to the effect of like, usually hate or negativity doesn't get to her too much. But like when you are working your ass off, you tired.
Yeah.
And you're more sensitive. And I was like, oh, bitch.
Absolutely. 100%.
I mean, I think any person that works hard can relate to that, regardless of what you do.
Right.
When you working really, really hard, you working your ass off, you tired, you have less of a capacity or tolerance for bullshit.
Exactly. Every parent knows that.
Everyone.
Everybody knows that. Yeah.
The difference is like if you work as a lawyer or at the bank or at Dunkin' Donuts or whatever, it's a bit different than like when your job is putting stuff out there for criticism.
Yeah.
Like if you're a bank teller, for instance, and you have a hard day at work and everybody's trying you or whatnot, that's one thing. But it's different if you like your work at, JP Morgan Chase or wherever the fuck is then put on Instagram for everybody to comment on.
Pick apart. Yeah, definitely. It's difficult.
And like, I have no small violin. These people are rich.
True.
You know what I mean? But at the same time, I understand, or I feel in my, for Lizzo particularly, it's always going to be an issue because she is a Black woman and she's fat.
Yep.
Period.
Exactly.
It doesn't matter what she says, but because Lizzo's not, she just walk around starting shit. I talk about quote unquote hot topics weekly, and I don't remember too many of them involving Lizzo being, in the middle of some fuckery or scandal or whatever the fuck. Meanwhile, Future is on,
don't get me started.
Baby mama beef number 87.
Wow, the way I was about to say 89. Literally the way I was about to say
the
89.
days of our ghetto Decatur lie. I don't know where he's from. I'm sorry, Decatur. I really don't know where he's from. But like, yes. They like...
Yes.
Daily.
Yeah.
Like daily, that nigga is on here calling his baby mamas a hoe to his own kids' faces.
His children.
Threatening to shoot people at his baby birthday party. All kinds of stuff. And niggas still feature him up. Don't say nothing, whatever. And Lizzo just has the nerve to be okay with being Black and female and big. And they're like, get this ghetto, ratchet, disgusting, horrifying, detrimental shit out of here.
Yep, exactly that.
It's kind of lame and tiring and, lots of things.
It is. Like, it's all of those things. And I'm sure Lizzo appreciated Cardi speaking up for her. Cardi tends to do this when the girls have something to say about somebody she's worked with. She tends to stick up for people. So I'm glad about that, but and I'm sure Cardi had the best of intentions and that Lizzo appreciated it, but like it is a fact that
the whole thing was just funny.
Right. But the whole like, no matter your size, if you're small, if you're big, if your body's real, if it's fake, it's like, that's true, but it is a fact, like a documented fact that fat women suffer bullshit that thin women or quote unquote plastic women or even like thin natural body women do not have to deal with, period. And you see it every fucking day when it comes to Lizzo, because the way people talk about her, when she just posts a picture of her body the same way every other bitch on Instagram do, with the ass and thighs all out, everything out, niggas pick her apart like she is promoting a way of life that is not natural or is not good for you, or that her very existence is a problem. And at the same time, these niggas, as soon as Sweetie go live on Instagram, they little dicks get hard because they can't wait to see her mix up some fucking sweet and sour sauce in her goddamn Pepsi and then add a dash of fucking adobo, because niggas just can't wait to see Sweetie do something stupid and nasty and gross.
I love Sweetie because
I do
no
too.
pun intended,
She
she
is
seems like a
great.
sweet girl.
She is amazing. Like, I think she's
But you're
so fun.
so right. Like,
But
you're so, and I feel like people have like unsuccessfully made or tried to make this comparison, but you're dead ass. Like, you're dead ass. Mama will be on live eating nuggets with tartar sauce and queso.
Exactly.
And everybody is like, oh, what is that
making
about?
like a nugget casserole and layering tartar sauce in between layer of nuggets and queso and sprinkling it with fucking Parmesan and putting some fucking crumbled up tortilla chips on top. And you niggas will be like, yes!
Do I try it? Sometimes. But that's not the point. Meanwhile, Lizzo's having a blueberry acai smoothie.
Yes.
And y'all are dragging her.
Drinking green juice and looking all glowing and shit. Like, literally the picture of health. I don't know if you've ever seen Lizzo perform live, but the bitch puts on an incredible show. I was just telling the girls this past weekend, it's like watching a fat Beyonce. Like, she gets up there and does her fucking routine, and sister is going
strong.
I'm not saying fat in a derogatory way. I'm just saying her body is bigger, but Lizzo's her stamina is up there.
Beyonce comparison.
I mean, but like, as far as putting on a real physical show, most of the girls are not doing that. They're standing in front of a mic and singing their little whisper R&B shit. Most of y'all are not moving around, and if you do have to break a sweat or get out of breath and you got to sit there and heave ho on the mic for a few minutes and get your shit back. Lizzo puts on a real ass show. She is a real ass entertainer, and y'all still act like it's something wrong with her because she's bigger than the rest of these bitches when really you don't know nothing about none of their health.
It really is just like, it's very, it's very much classic, like, you know, looking at people from certain groups, quote unquote, that you feel like should be ashamed of being a part of that group. They're like, I don't care. And that offends you.
Right.
Like,
because you trying so hard to not be her. So how dare she be happy?
It makes you so uncomfortable that someone that you think is disgusting or looks that disgusting or should feel insecure or whatever is like, I don't care, I'm gonna pose the same way that y'all do, wear the same thing that like that bothers you. And so anything, because when it comes to the music part of things, as I've said before, if Bruno Mars made these same songs, not only would you eat it up, you would bum rush the closest stage that he's on with bills rolled up in both of your fists, demanding that he take your money from him. So when y'all like, oh, well, who does Lizzo even make music for? You, bitch, clearly, because like, when that nigga does it, you live. I don't understand.
I mean, Lizzo has been making music, and if you actually read any of her old interviews, she talks about how crazy it was to cross over and be like somebody who's looking out in the crowd and seeing a bunch of white people there. But also, you don't have to like Lizzo's music to respect her as a fucking person.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to get you to I'm not trying to convince you to like love Lizzo's music. You can just live your life and not like it if you want to. But the shit y'all talk about her body don't have nothing to do with her music. Y'all just use it as a justification. Like, oh, she's not making music I like. Therefore, if people want to make fun of her and call her fat, I don't really care because I don't like her music because it's for white girls anyway, which is really fucking shitty. Because Lizzo ain't did nothing to none of y'all. Like, that girl is not out here racking up baby daddies the way Nick Cannon is, baby mamas.
Oh, Lord.
She's not lying and disrespecting bitches and causing a bunch of chaos on Instagram every other hour. Like, that girl literally minds her business, posts her thought pictures like every other hoe on Instagram, and puts out her music. And y'all are just hateful. Y'all are just terrible. And it's because she's big. And you can't justify that.
I think that you, like, for me, it is a lot of what you just said, and that, you know, it being someone else. No, I just lost it. Put the whatever the time is.
But I know you. Yeah, I know you. I know you. I mean, but I know that you understand what I'm saying. Like, y'all act like this because she has a big body. That's really it. That's what it boils down to. And you try to act like that's not the reason, and it absolutely is.
Here we go. This is what I was trying to say. Not liking her music or liking a song or whatever is complete, because I personally don't care for the song. The Rumor song.
Oh, yeah.
I'm not a big fan of it. The same way I'm not a fan of a lot of the 24 karat hooligan, leaving the door open on the veranda. Like, I don't feature a lot of that as well. I recognize the talent and that it's for somebody, but this particular taste is not for me. But that's separate of me being like, oh, well, I don't like 24 karat magic. And that nigga is short and uncute. And who the fuck does he goddamn think he is for being like shaped like that and having the nerve to be okay with it? It's
Right.
just like,
And making it a moral thing. Like, oh, I'm tearing down Bruno Mars because it's what's best for humanity. Girl, go to hell.
it's just weird.
Lizzo is not hurting nobody, no matter what size her body
You
is.
just be quiet.
Yes, you could just shut the fuck up because you clearly don't know what the fuck you're talking about. And if it's about health, then go comment on Sweetie's fucking Instagram and tell her that it's disgraceful to be doing the things she does to food on Instagram. I
want to hear her out. I want to hear her out.
No, but I'm saying if it's about health, then make it about healthy behaviors. But y'all don't never say the shit to Sweetie that y'all say to Lizzo. And if Lizzo ate like that, it would be like trending on TMZ all fucking day.
Boosie chopped up 5 honey buns like scallions. And dumped it into Frosted Flakes and then added more sugar on top.
And we just laughed. To go on his fucking
and we just laughed.
Nigga made a punch out of fucking Sunny D and Juicy Juice and simply Hawaiian and bullshit. Like, what you want me to do about this? It's so clearly about bodies and not about health. Stop lying to yourself.
Erykah Badu issued an apology to the Obamas after so she posted a video of her at President Barack Obama's 60th birthday extravaganza that he had quite recently in Martha's Vineyard. Was she DJing? I heard that she was DJing as she does.
Was she?
I'm not sure if she was or if she was just a person.
I thought she was just I thought she was a regular guest.
She might have just been a regular famous guest.
Okay.
But yeah, by way of her mobile device, people were able to catch a glimpse of Barack at his birthday party, and he didn't have a mask on. And so, you know, the Tucker, Loren, DeSantis's of the world, you know, decided to run wild with this, and oh my god, even though they will then have like a rough cut to the nearest hog saying that COVID is fake. So I don't really, but anyway,
you will never find sense in their logic. So.
Fat Belly Bella says, Mr. and Mrs. Obama, please forgive me for being the quote terrible guest, unquote. Correct. It's such a sacred event for your family. I was so inconsiderate. Thank you for all your love. What an example of how not to be, Erykah. To which someone then accused her of being forced to post. Someone said, they made you take down the video and apologize publicly, lol. To which she quoted and replied, nah, sis, it's just the right thing.
I mean, correct.
It did still, like, her initial quote-unquote apology did still read as sarcastic to me. But a lot of people were up in arms about this Obama birthday party. I read a quote from Andre Leon Talley that was a part of an opinion piece for the New York Times. And I was going to stick this onto my read, but it's fine. Because this opinion columnist, Maureen Dowd, wrote a piece.
Oh, no. Not Maureen Dowd.
You know her?
Oh, yes. She's legendary. No. She's legendary for being terrible. I'm so sorry.
Her legacy absolutely precedes the dog.
I am so sorry. What did she do?
When I tell you I ain't never heard of this lady a day in my damn life.
She won a Pulitzer for her coverage of the Monica Lewinsky Bill Clinton thing.
Adds I'm sure she'll be in the latest
Oh, God.
Ryan Murphy
Oh,
series.
God. Not Maureen Dowd.
She wrote an opinion piece for the New York Times called "Behold Barack Antoinette."
Oh, Christ. Are you kidding?
And the
Barack Antoinette.
And the whole piece is basically about how Barack Obama ain't shit because he chopped like 200 people from his birthday party guest list because of COVID, whatever. And most of them were not like wealthy celebrity 1% people. And how it was so terrible of him to not have his staffers and people that worked in his campaign and all kinds of stuff. Like it was so disrespectful and hurtful for them to be disinvited while, the Don Cheadles and Gabrielle Unions of the world got to go. And the quote from Andre Leon Talley goes, Andre said, "I think the nouveau riches Obamas are seriously tone deaf. Wow. We all love Beyonce." But I don't know why she was. I didn't see if Beyonce was there. Now,
why is she?
Maybe she was probably invited. Right. Beyonce at the crib.
Was she even there for you to be throwing her name into it?
Beyonce turned to Blue and then Rumi. Like, see how I get thrown in it? Now, why am I in it?
Now, why am I in it? I ain't even did nothing. You see how they do?
We all love Beyonce, but people have so many things to worry about with COVID, voting rights, climate warming. People are afraid of being evicted from their homes, and the Obamas are in Marie Antoinette tacky, let them eat cake mode.
Get the
They need
fuck
to
out of
remember
here.
their humble roots.
Bitch, it is a birthday party for the former president. It is a birthday party, bitch. Are you kidding?
It's not the fucking anniversary of his goddamn 2008 inauguration. It's his fucking birthday. That nigga can invite whoever the fuck he wants to.
Do you really think that he would rather not spend time with people that he actually knows and likes as opposed to a bunch of people he used to work with? Be serious. You don't want to hang out with the people you work with versus the niggas you know. Be for real, nigga.
I just thought it was interesting that you wasted time, space, bandwidth, all of these things, Maureen.
Maureen Dowd is historically terrible. No, she's awful. She is
about
wretched.
Barack, I guess, being bougie.
Girl,
and,
that's not bougie. That's
forgetting
not bougie.
his roots, for inviting, Questlove to his birthday party instead of, his staffers and stuff. Rather than focusing on maybe the fact that, we didn't need to have 475 niggas in Martha's Vineyard at once.
Even if they were all vaccinated or all tested negative, maybe it's just a good... I mean, at this point, I don't either, because what I've learned is that nobody else cares.
Right. It's like, where am I supposed to drive myself crazy?
Doing it by myself is driving me crazy. So I'm done with that. I'm doing everything I can to take care of myself, and best of luck to everybody else, because clearly that's the only way you can survive in this country and not lose your fucking mind. But it's a good idea to scale back on gatherings of people right now. And do you really expect anybody, even the president of the United States, to pick niggas he used to work with over his actual friends and family? Do you really? That's just the dumbest shit I've ever heard. This isn't a public health event. This is his private 60th birthday party.
I mean, well, I honestly doubt that he had, numerous heart-to-hearts and really intimate, meaningful interactions with the likes of, I don't fucking know, the Locks were invited. But you know what I'm saying? Like, whoever, a blank celebrity.
People who not gonna come up to him and ask for selfies all fucking night and be like,
John Legend and
my mama.
I'm sure that there were people that worked alongside him in all of his years in office, campaigning towards it, all that stuff. I'm sure that there are people that he's had far more meaningful and impactful experiences with than a lot of these celebrities. So I get that. But my thing is, first of all, Maureen, I'm sure you weren't invited. And Andre, if you were, you clearly got chopped. And it's okay to feel a way about that, maybe. But are we really focusing on the fact that it's like, how dare this nigga invite celebrities to his... It's his fucking birthday party. That nigga can invite whoever the fuck he wants. He can have the Harlem Globetrotters at that goddamn shit if he wants to.
Right. And there's who's to say that the people he grew closest with over his political career weren't also there? Like, y'all don't, it's not like every single celebrity was there and it just mattered more that you were celebrity as opposed to somebody who was close to him. But the idea that like all the people who were ever staffed in the White House would get priority over celebrities who are just going to come and drink and eat the fucking appetizers and say hello, shake hands and be fucking cool. Like, the idea that there's something wrong with that at this man's birthday party, this man who is not in office anymore, at his fucking birthday party, like, y'all are wilding and just being like,
yeah,
like y'all looking for things to talk about at this point, because this country is hosting super spreader events every day, all day, in every fucking state. So please shut up about that bullshit. Please shut up.
I mean, obviously this was meant to be like clickbaity and like less scandal.
Right. At least they tested everybody at their party. You didn't.
I didn't know that this Maureen person is like infamously gossipy and clearly someone that given,
she is awful.
Like Andy Cohen a wet bus since
she is
forever.
Awful. Yes.
But adds up. It explains a lot because I was like, we're focused on how like 1% and bougie the fucking former president's birthday party was, rather than the fact that nigga was like, yeah, COVID 600 might be too much. Let's do 475 instead. I know a lot of people did that, and I truly don't give a fuck. I wasn't there, and like you said, tests and vaccinations and stuff was probably safer than Rolling Loud.
That's what I'm saying. Y'all just had Lollapalooza, girl, where unvaccinated people contracted COVID 4 times the rate that vaccinated people did. Like, at least he tested everybody. Y'all go to the fucking club every weekend and be smoking hookah and don't nobody get tested in that vicinity or in like 20 miles around it. So how but the New York Times will always hire her and they will always let her do this because she sells papers and she generates clicks.
Clearly.
So I get it, but girl, fuck y'all. This country, it's not like there are such strict lockdowns everywhere and Obama went and broke all the rules. Like, be serious. Be serious. Right now, when 15 music festivals is going on in this country. Okay. All right. In August, when children are going back to public school. Okay.
I mean, I get it. I see the lineup and, the pitch and all that. I understand what this is meant to do.
Right.
It's just like, girl, this is
and
lame.
it did exactly that. I know they sat back and was like, yes, big $1 weekend for us. Like, they knew exactly what they were doing.
Onika and Kenneth Petty are being sued by the victim in Kenneth's sexual assault case.
Mm-hmm.
She has claimed for a while, I think like since earlier this year, that she's been harassed by Kenneth and Nicki ever since the two of them got together and the streets found out that Kenneth was a sex offender.
Yeah.
And so she has now officially filed a lawsuit against them for said harassment and emotional distress. And this shit is so mind-boggling. It's like, what are they doing over there?
Because when you read the actual court document, bitch, it's scary.
Because when I first read this, I was like, okay, at least I can believe and see Onika's legal team getting on this lady's nerves, trying to bribe her, then transitioning into thinly veiled threats. Like that,
harassment. I can see harassment. I can.
That I could see. Mama was like, yeah, plenty of that, but let's go deeper. Let's talk about all of it.
Wait.
Prior to that,
there's more.
She said since Kenneth and Onika began dating towards the end of 2018, and people started talking about his sexual assault case, the fact that he was convicted of raping this woman, they kind of went into PR, clean it up, brush it under the rug, marketing mode.
Right.
And so this woman, Jennifer Huff, says that since then she was getting messages asking for her to recant her story. She claims that in March of last year, after the story that I'm pretty sure we spoke about, how Kenneth got arrested because he didn't register as a sex offender in California when he moved out to LA with his baby mama.
Yeah. And I think we talked about that.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure we did.
Yeah, I remember that.
So that was another hot spot in the drama of that story for Nicki. So I'm sure it was a lot of whatever going on over at, her publicist's office. And so Jennifer claims that she got a call from Nicki, who offered to fly her and her family to LA if she would recant the claims of rape against Kenneth.
Yep.
And help them out with everything. When I read this, I was like, so when they land in LA, do you give them the diamonds? Like, what is right? I was like, nothing will remove or even really tend to the scar.
Right.
That your husband created in this woman's life.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? You can put sugar on it. You can maybe fly the scar out to, nice places with a beach or whatnot. But to just go ahead and clean up this man's actions and act as if they didn't happen or weren't a big deal or that they're untrue or whatever by virtue, just because you're famous, essentially. Not because he's a good person, a changed person or whatever else. I don't know him, obviously, but like, this is really just off of the strength that you're a celebrity and the constant discussion of your husband having raped someone is harmful to your career. Right. It's kind of like, so when I read this, I was
even though
what the fuck?
Marrying
What
this
flying
man
her to LA gonna do?
Completely optional. Like marrying him was optional. Being with him was optional. You were already super famous before any of us knew who he was. So this was all 100% avoidable.
A big choice.
It was. It was a big, big choice. And for me, it wasn't even this part. I don't know if you're going to keep talking about the story.
Yeah,
okay. More. Okay. So I'll wait till you get there.
That for me was just like the first big confusing portion.
I feel you.
Because I was like, so you gonna get her a ticket on Delta to come out to LA and then do what?
Or even like put her on a private plane. Like, ooh, I get to go to that special airport one time and take a private jet to Malibu, Queens. Right.
Or have some sashimi on the beach.
Right.
What is that supposed to do? How is that? What?
Is that supposed to fix what happened to me? No, ma'am.
So after Mama said, no, then she says that she and her family suffered an onslaught of harassing calls and unsolicited visits from people on Nicki's team. Shortly after, she says that Nicki had people reach out to her and offer her a $500,000 payment in exchange for the same thing, recanting the rape allegations. That was allegedly denied. And then she says, that is when she says lawyers started popping up at her house, trying to pressure her into taking the story back, changing the story, recanting the story. And that is when she began to feel unsafe, started talking out about it. She says that they again bribed her with cash. And this is $20,000, which I want to say this gotta be a typo. Were you mad?
Oh,
and you're
Lord.
Just like, well, like,
what happened?
You haven't read The Art of the Deal, have you? And another great Golden Girls. And another couple of, threats to her safety and her family's safety, all that stuff. They moved in August of last year. And so here we are now where, they're suing the doll and her husband. The Barbs went into full defense mode with hashtags and stuff, which just makes the whole thing worse and weird. Here we are, honey.
It's like, bad, girl. It's bad. It's bad.
What?
It really does not look good. And I think for me, the whole like, I'll film a video for your daughter and say happy birthday to her and like give her a shout out and you can have this video was the part that like really knocked me over, because why would I want a video of the wife of my mother's rapist wishing me a happy birthday? Like, why would I even want that? And why would I, as a mother, the actual victim, give that to her? Why would that seem appealing to me as a mother? But like, if I know that as my mom, why would I even desire that as a gift? It was like, it really, it's not that niggas, it's the audacity that blew my mind, I think, more than anything else. I mean, and the fact that like her own brother came to her and was like, listen, they offering $500,000 if you will recant. And still at no point did anybody in her family break ranks. Nobody sold their story to the tabloids or turned against her or nothing. Like, the conviction there is extremely strong. And even if I wasn't the type of person to automatically believe women, that kind of conviction would definitely help. Because most people, $500,000, that's life-changing kind of money. And even if something really did happen to you, nobody could blame you for being like, bitch, I'm taking me and my kids out the fucking hood and we're going to live the life we deserve. Like,
it's true.
So for you to be like, nah, this is more important. It's like,
people will totally blame you.
I mean,
but you're right.
You're right. Some people will,
Your point is,
but fuck them niggas, because you know what they still doing? Working.
Listen,
and you know what you're not doing.
I can't logically blame someone who's living with the trauma.
Not in
at the
this
hands
society.
Of someone else saying,
no.
You know what?
Nope.
You coming off of this would like change my life or whatever. Yeah, take me out of whatever, negative experiences or circumstances. Like, I can't blame persons for doing that.
Right.
You know what I mean? So,
we live in the real world where people have real bills. And if everybody is fucking harassing you and you can't get a regular job because people come up to your job and cause a fucking scene, or maybe you don't have the education or the experience to do something else, like, what the fuck are you supposed to do? I don't even know if this is her story. I'm just saying, like, I completely get people who are like, bitch, it's hard out here and I need to take care of myself and my kids. I need to make sure my family's good. Like, I get that. So the fact that they turned all that down is just like, I can't understand why Nicki Minaj felt like this man's problems were her burdens to take on. That's what I don't get. Like, you're Nicki fucking Minaj. You have come up in an incredible way. You are, in every sense of the word, a legend. And yet some regular ass do nothing ass nigga. Why? And this is the story for so many women. Why?
Yeah.
Why these regular ass niggas that don't have or do or be shit? Why? God damn, girl. Everything behind this nigga, the rapist. Christ, Jesus. And the rape was not even, like, for me, that was never even up for debate. It was never even whether he did it. It's just all these additional details now about your involvement. It's like, so you really decided, like, you couldn't just let this nigga fight his own battles. You really decided to stick your own neck, your own money, your own reputation out there for this nigga? What could be so good? This is what frustrates me so much. Like, and I'm trying to be understanding. I am, but I do not get it. Everything you have, you're Nicki fucking Minaj. Like, everything you have for this. Who even is this nigga?
Gone eventually. It's just
who even is he though?
I wish I understood.
I don't get it.
I really don't.
I really do not get it.
And my heart goes out to Jennifer and her family.
Yeah, same.
Because, like, no shade, rape aside, just being underneath the scrutiny of the Barb army is enough. Like that to me is complete, understandable, emotional distress. Oh, yeah.
I don't even talk about her online because they are so crazy. And they have
the
no
girls
limits.
use asterisks, like the regular girls.
I can't even use asterisks. If they think I'm talking about her, they're going to tear me apart. And like, I get it as stands, but baby, I'm too old to give a shit about that. I'm
completely objective. I call them as I see them.
Exactly.
But at the end of the day, I don't get it, but I hope that this girl is safe, and I hope that her family is safe, and if they can, if they're not already headed to it, that they can have a swift transition into peace of mind and safety and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Because Onika has the resources. You know what I mean? Whether she's with that nigga or not, she has the resources to be good or to get good or get the help to get there. And he does now too, just by virtue of having a baby with her. So
yeah, he no longer has to. I mean, you know, unless he gets arrested, he no longer has to worry about anything in this life, because even if they divorce, she will have to pay him enough money to make sure their baby has the same quality of life.
Pretty sure she does, yeah.
So it just looks like a lose situation all around to me, because of the absolute, like, where is the value in this nigga? It can't be companionship, because you can find that in anybody. It can't be dick, because again, half the population.
Yeah.
So what is it? What's so great? And I don't understand it, but girl, you know what? I'm sure by now you are understanding the severity of what has gone down.
No shade. When I was younger, my mama used to call this like a Whitney and Bobby syndrome, because she used to say that Whitney and Bobby, Whitney and Bobby at a point refused to break up because so many people told them that they wanted them to.
Yes.
And so they were like, fuck y'all. Y'all don't know us. We're going to make this work. I remember that. I love him. Like, y'all bitches can't tell me nothing. Even though they likely knew that
they had no business being together. Yep.
So a lot of times when I see that, especially with like couples that have a huge following or a lot of people that criticize them or whatever, I think this. I feel like a lot of times motherfuckers are just, they get defensive and they're like, you're not going to tell me to leave this person. And they wait until it's like they have no choice.
I mean,
and then it's way worse. But
just ignore us. What is your heart telling you to do? What is your spirit telling you to do?
I mean, that's easier said than done. I'm not making excuses for nobody.
Correct.
I'm just saying what.
True, but like, it don't have to be what everybody else is saying, because as many people are saying you should leave that nigga, plenty of people saying no, they should stay together. Y'all don't know nothing about being married. Real couples go through it. It's always trials in a marriage. Blah blah blah. Like people will always, no matter what decision you make, there will be people who are for it and people who are against it. So you might as well follow what you think is right for you in your life. And what is your spirit? Your spirit is really telling you to stay with this nigga, or your spirit is saying, bitch, you're Nicki fucking Minaj. Who is this bitch ass nigga?
That's the part. Like, that's the part. At least Bobby Brown was Bobby Brown.
I mean, right. And when they got together, Bobby Brown was right. Like, it made sense in a celebrity sense for Whitney Houston and Bobby Brown to be together when that happened.
I still don't understand what Kenneth is doing here.
Right. I mean, and we don't know this nigga. He's literally nobody to us. So we really don't understand why Nicki Minaj chose this bitch of all the bitches.
Like, I think you're allowed to like have a baby and be like, yes, all right, bye. You know, I think you can.
I mean, it's literally my plan to have a baby for free and be like, hope you enjoy co-parenting, because we're not doing that. You're not staying in my house.
Smooches.
Thank you so much for the DNA that you freely provided. I really appreciate it.
Oh my God, so cute.
Oh my God. So yay. And if you don't want to take care of the baby, fine, because I want this baby. So I don't really care how you feel about it. You either gonna put in or you not. But that's me.
I feel like that would have been the tea, Nicki.
I mean, and she could, if anybody could have done it. Y'all. If anybody, I mean, and a nigga would be a fool. A nigga would be a fool to give up his parental rights with a biological child he has with Nicki Minaj. Like, you would be a fool.
Shut up. Like, yeah.
Won't you just say, I would love to work a minimum wage job for the rest of my life?
Are you fucking kidding me? Why you have to just pick this nigga up?
Exactly. Like, if anybody could have been like, yo, you don't have to pay child support or nothing, you know, just bring some Pampers and come see this baby twice a month. Like, you could be the bitch to do that. And yet you choose to have this devotion to a nigga who has done nothing but put you through it since y'all been together. And why? Publicly, anyway. I don't know what he does for you privately. Probably really dicks you down. But publicly, it's been a mess since he came in.
That nigga better be supplying.
It's got to be primo dick.
You just said.
Got to be primo
There
dick.
are back snappers out here. You can trip and fall on them. Literally.
They everywhere.
They're
Nicki.
all over the place. And you already a mom now. Like, you can literally get your back snapped. Regardless.
You're Nick. All these niggas want to fuck you, girl, and you know that.
This nigga needs to be on YouTube learning how to make ratatouille. Are you fucking crazy? Like, bitch, you need to be color coding her thongs.
Yeah.
Her whole, like, all of her cereals need to be alphabetically. Like, she shouldn't even have an assistant.
Yeah. He need to be going for his certified pre-K and elementary school and shit. Like, this nigga should be getting his teaching certification, ready to homeschool y'all's child. He should be a chef. Like, this nigga should be able to supplement every part of your life that needs help with a baby. Because what the fuck else does he have to do as your baby daddy? What is a bigger priority than taking care of you and y'all's child?
I shopping.
And yet this nigga just be, as far as I can see, it looks like he adds stress. It looks like he has you doing things like intimidating witnesses and trying to coerce victims. That's what it looks like to me, girl. Harassment is what it looks like.
I want the best for our queens.
Me too. And her baby.
Whether they're from Queens or not.
Her and her adorable unknown child. All Papa of it. Bear. I want the best for Nicki and Papa Bear. I really do. But I can't want it more than you do. I want Nicki to want it.
I really do.
Because this nigga, Kenneth Petty, the most aptly named nigga on earth, is not worth it.
I refuse to believe it. It's just like all the
it ain't no dick that good in the world.
And it would be like one thing if it was Safari, right? Because like
kind of, because
like not even him specifically. Hold on, okay, let me walk that back.
Okay,
like it would be one thing if Kenneth was like Safari in that like we were introduced to them together.
Yes,
and it's like okay, like you
while they were building the brand
with this nigga that's awful, and it's way more complicated than that. Like you scooped him up at the hibbity height of your career.
Right. Some nigga you went to high school with or lived in the same neighborhood with. Like, what? Girl. What? You know, I went to high school with like 1,200 other niggas. Why would I just randomly pick one?
I don't know, man.
No.
I do still suspect that at one point he will be gone. They'll be co-parenting. She'll release Grand Piano Part 2. And I'll be here to hear you out if you leave this girl, Jennifer, alone. Please. Leave her and her family alone.
Please do. And whatever money y'all have to pay to sell it, pay that. And please leave this nigga. Pay her to go start her life over in peace somewhere. Leave that girl alone. And leave this nigga and focus on what really matters, which is you and that adorable baby whose name you will not reveal.
It's fine.
And no, please don't ever tell us, but that is what matters.
Also, like, I understand that for many people, hanging out with you or getting a cameo would be like
life-making. Yeah.
But seeing as how like you're married to person that raped her, you know, like maybe don't fly her out to see you. Maybe just book the family a PJ to go to south of France.
Perhaps.
You know? Italy, some places open. I don't know what the but like, yeah, maybe like away from y'all and somewhere that's like, I'm just saying, like, if you're gonna bribe people, my God, do better.
Right. I mean, and you're rich on top of that. I empathize because I know how hard it is to leave somebody who's not no good for you. And I'm just going to keep going.
Mama said, I got you a loft in North Hollywood and it comes with a Roku, Wi-Fi. If you would just come out and tell everybody to leave my husband alone.
Yeah. What? Ma'am, this is so I get how difficult this is. I get how difficult it is to leave somebody that you know is not good for you. I know that if Nicki can identify with that. And what I will say is take advantage of the fact that you are rich as fuck and don't need this nigga. Because a whole lot of women would leave their situations if they just had the money and the power to do so. And you do. That's all I'm going to say.
Without rape cases can break your back.
That's right, girl.
You
split you in two, sister. So, do you like old dude did girl on Bigger on BET and have you seeing fucking Tweety birds and heart emojis and sunshine bursts and shit? have you coming in a whole different way because that nigga got a third leg that dripped down to his knee, bitch. I'm just saying.
Graphic.
I mean, you must not have seen.
Plus.
You must not have seen that dick. That dick was mammoth. But anyway, the point being, how did I get so off? Leave this nigga and please, like, I just want the best for you, Nicki, and your baby. And I don't see how Kenneth Petty is contributing to that. That's it. That's all.
I haven't seen it.
I don't see it. And I just feel like you're better off without him because you're Nicki Minaj and he is irrelevant entirely.
Please don't make Grand Piano 2.
Okay. I didn't know we was doing that.
You know that you're getting an acoustic ballad.
But we don't have to.
Probably with a banjo or an oboe.
So I would not say
automatic harp.
Acoustic slow songs are what we need, but literally anything is better than Grand Piano 2. But I have faith that Nicki won't do that to us. I think she's heard the feedback and she's in a different place now. But, you know, more importantly, I want this nigga to be part of her past. I do. She deserves so much better than this bullshit. She deserves so much better than to be yet another woman sacrificing her career and her legacy behind a nigga who don't deserve it.
Well, I have like 3 other topics, so we'll just save those for next week because we just spent so much time.
Oh, damn.
Like, wondering what.
Oh, God. Sorry.
Nicki's doing.
It's after an hour now. Wow.
Yeah.
Okay,
so let's
my bad.
move on to break and we'll come back with your letters. Hey guys, this week's episode is being brought to you by Ritual. With their clean, vegan-friendly multivitamin, it's formulated with high-quality nutrients in bioavailable forms that your body can actually use. You won't find sugars, GMOs, major allergens, synthetic fillers, and artificial colorants. Plus, the fresh taste and delayed release capsule design make taking your vitamins easy. Personally, I love a delayed release. I just trust it a little bit more, but that's besides the point. A multivitamin should contain key nutrients and forms that your body can actually use to help fill in gaps in your diet without shady extras. And Ritual delivers high-quality nutrients, including vitamin D3 in just 2 daily pills. You'll always know what nutrients you're taking and where they're coming from. Thanks to their one-of-a-kind visible supply chain, your multivitamins are delivered to your door every month with free shipping. You can start, snooze, or cancel your subscription anytime you want to. And if you don't love Ritual within the first month, they will refund your first order. Personally, I'm a huge fan of Ritual, the convenience of it, and the necessity of a multivitamin. Because I'm in that, age now where if I want to keep my Megan Thee Stallion knees, gotta do something about it.
You do.
Gotta be proactive. I gotta have a multivitamin.
Very true.
So keep nutrients now without the BS. Ritual is offering our listeners 10% off during their first 3 months. Visit ritual.com/theread now to start your ritual today. Get your vitamins up and let's get back to the show. Okay, folks, we're back. It's time to read your letters and whatnot.
That is true. Send your questions to asktheread@gmail.com. We may read them aloud on the show. Our first letter this week comes from Clarence, who says, I signed a lease on a 3-bedroom house and I rent out the other 2 rooms. I had 2 people that I know move in. One is my former boss, Keisha, and another is a friend that I met in college, and we can just call him Joseph. Keisha and I are vaccinated and tend to be pretty safe in our day-to-day lives. However, Joseph is not. Just 2 weeks ago, he actually tested positive for COVID, but thankfully he did not pass it to me or Keisha. Shout out to vaccines. We have made countless attempts to get him to understand the importance of the vaccine, but he thinks he's smarter than every scientist and expert. However, my biggest issue is that his ass does not know how to sit the fuck down. It would be one thing if he chose to be unvaccinated and stayed home all day, but this nigga is out every day and night, partying, clubbing, sharing blunts, and being a hoe. This nigga has had guests come over and stay in our home, at least spending 1 night, and he's planning to go on a trip out of the country this weekend. I hate the idea of giving him an ultimatum, but I kind of feel like I have no other choice. My question is, how would you handle this kind of roommate? Do you think an ultimatum is the only solution? Thanks, Clarence.
Clarence, I absolutely think that an ultimatum is the solution for this one. I would do so with no qualms, no reluctancy, no hesitancy.
Amen.
Like absolutely nothing. I would sit down with the firmest, solid face and I would say what I have to fucking say. I totally agree I don't understand why so many people that, much like me, struggle to spell necessary on any given day. Why these same people are acting like they know how science or any of these things work, how vaccines work.
You did not have to do that.
Like, what are we doing? Now, if you decide that you don't want to get I don't feel like you should be forced to get the vaccine if that's what you don't want to do, right?
I feel the same way.
However, if you choose to say, I don't want to get the vaccine, I don't trust it, I don't believe it, whatever, what I do believe is that you should stay the fuck at home. I believe that you should sit your ass at the house. I believe that you should wear a mask at all times if you must leave the house.
Yeah.
I believe that you should be moving the way that all of us were moving prior to a vaccine being available and less information being available on the virus and, in general or whatnot. I'm not that's like the disconnect for me when it's like, obviously something's going, there clearly are still COVID deniers, which is
really blows my mind, but I just read a story about it in like some newspaper this week. So yeah, it really blows my mind that y'all are acting like this cannot possibly be a thing.
Life on Earth is a hoot. That's all. Like, I don't. How else can you? What are you bitches?
What else are you supposed to say about this? What else can you say about how utterly ridiculous this is?
Now, a lot of the people who are against getting a vaccine or whatnot do understand and believe that COVID is a thing and it is a risk or whatnot. So I just don't understand how you couple, I'm not getting a vaccine because, you know, whatever Marxist propaganda, like whatever it is.
Yeah.
I don't understand how you couple that with, woo! Taco Tuesday! Like, I don't understand how.
Yes, Taco Tuesday.
How are you busting it wide open? You know what I mean? At the nearest brunch, belching in the mouths of others, proudly.
Right.
It's like,
no, say it.
It doesn't make sense. It's not adding up. I understand. Like, yes, we all want to get back to some, not only a sense of normalcy, but we want to have fun. We want to make up for the lack of fun that we had and all of that stuff. That's normal.
Yeah.
It doesn't change the fact that we are still in the middle of a Pantene Pro V. And not only that, she has numerous line sisters now. Delta, Sigma, Theta, Epsilon, Beta. Like, all the girls are out here more powerful than ever before. So,
right.
I'm
all those things.
Yeah, I will tell this nigga, look, get out.
Yeah, I think there are other ways to handle it, but an ultimatum is definitely like a guaranteed way to handle it. Like, it's probably the effort that takes the least amount of work on your part. And I don't know. I just really feel like I so much agree with what Kifiri just said. Like, it's one thing if you're against the vaccine because you want to wait a little. I mean, whatever reasons you have, you know, as long as they're not like, I would rather pretend that scientists and data across the world is lying to me. Like,
right.
Whatever reasons you have, at least the people I know who have not been vaccinated yet wear masks in public and stay away from others, and they don't go out.
Yes.
But it's like so many, like, and I only know a few people who are not vaccinated, and that number is growing smaller all the time. So, but for those of you who feel like I deserve to not be vaccinated and to not wear a mask and to travel all over the goddamn place, like, you're literally the reason we're still in this.
Exactly.
And you're the reason that anti-vax people overall get a bad name because you're the one not being responsible. And so, like, it sounds like this person is literally that. And especially since it's you and Keisha, like both y'all against one, but especially because the lease is in your name, nigga. Whatever fake agreement you have with him, dissolve it. If you and Keisha have to split the rent until y'all find somebody else, that's better than having this COVID variant guarantee in your home.
You're an anti-vaxxing, I'm smarter than scientists talk.
No, you cannot
And you're
live with
also bringing people into the home.
Right. How can it be both?
Things.
How can it be both?
Get your things.
How can it be both?
Get your things.
You simply cannot be that reckless and live with me.
I love when y'all in your letters be like, let's just call him such and such. I know that's the person that's getting dragged. Like every single time. You see how they were like, my name
let's
is
call him
Clarice,
Joseph, yeah.
and my friend Erica, and it's such and such. Let's call him Devon. I know that person is like, they're getting dragged.
That's the one who ain't shit.
It's so tone like, I don't really give a fuck what you call him, to be honest with you, because fuck him.
Because fuck him, yes.
Yeah. I totally agree. Like the audacity to me is one thing. Everybody's tired. Everybody wants to feel normal. Everybody needs a vacation.
Yeah.
So I totally get people wanting to party and have fun and date and blah, 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 whatever. But yeah, like you said, I know people, there are plenty of people who have not been vaccinated yet or at all or whatever. And their reasoning, I understand. But like you said,
they sit down.
The house.
They sit down.
They stay away from people as much as, bitch, I'm vaccinated and I'm still wearing a mask most of the time I step out.
Listen,
I forget half the damn time I got my 2 doses.
I did like 2 risky things and then I got like 17 COVID tests because I was so nervous the whole time. I'm like, I do not know how you niggas have been out here like this for so long and then have the nerve to look down on other people like y'all not living y'all life. Nigga, we trying to make sure everybody gets a life.
I'm like not even shooken in fear or whatever this, but I don't even know if it's because it's like, I'm just ready for the sky to crack open at any day now. I'm just like, I think I'm trying not to be a part of the problem. And also I don't really care that
I trust the science
I have to wear a mask in an Uber or an elevator. That's only
fine with me.
The only place where wearing a mask has genuinely been miserable is
the gym. Yes.
That's it. And even as far as New York City is related, as of like, I think today or tomorrow, you have to have a vaccination card
in order to go
to be in those places.
Yeah. I mean, my gym, the only reason I even went back is because you had to be vaccinated, period, in order to even go through the doors. And you couldn't show the card. You had to go on the app where it was like verified and you didn't just buy that shit off somebody in the hood. Like, that was the only reason I felt safe because truly going to the gym in a mask is miserable. But every other time, I'd be so happy to not breathe in y'all's air and y'all's funky ass breath and your teeth that you half brushed that morning and didn't brush it all the night before. I'd be so glad to not smell the fucking organisms that have multiplied in your mouth since you left the house that fucking morning. With coffee and fucking tuna salad on your goddamn breath, bitch. I'd be so happy to not smell that shit, be exposed to that bullshit. You niggas are nasty is the problem. You ain't never, no, I'm so sorry. No, I'm actually not sorry. A pandemic is the best.
You defended me.
I had to reverse it very quickly. Like, I am so grateful because I have a permanent lifetime excuse to wear a mask in public for the rest of my days. None of you can say shit to me anytime that I have a mask on, especially airplanes and airports and subways and the general streets of New York City. Nigga, are you fucking kidding? With all these fucking people and all that goddamn bacteria? Bitch, I wish I would.
I just got one of the new stylish visors. Like the
yes. Okay, that's pretty. Like old girl that was fucking the NBA owner.
Yes.
Donald Sterling.
Yes. It's very much
what was her name?
Side chick visor.
Yes.
It gives me like Blade Runner mixed with skank. So that's my new uniform.
Yeah.
Cause it's like, girl,
and
again,
it's cute.
Yes, unless you're doing like deadlifts or something, suck it up. It's like the girls. It's like so many people who are like, I don't want to get a vaccine because I'm pregnant right now and I'm scared because whatever. And they're just like quietly at home. They go to Whole Foods or wherever when they absolutely have to, and they're masked up the whole way through, not complaining. It's the motherfuckers who don't believe the COVID is real, or they believe that the vaccine is just a way for Joe Biden to control anybody, as if that nigga knows what day of the week it is. They're the ones down at the motherfucking Piggly Wiggly coughing in everybody's mouth and acting like they know every motherfucking thing. It's the worst of you.
It is. It's the worst
that are part of the problem.
And y'all irritate me because I know people who have not been vaccinated who don't act like y'all do.
They don't.
They stay at home.
They do their best at least to not be a part of the problem.
They stay at home.
Y'all spitting in people's eyes and doing all kinds of shit.
And going to baseball games and going to fucking Lollapalooza and Freaknik and every fucking thing else. Girl, leave us alone.
You don't know shit, Helen. It's okay. Yeah. It's fine. None of us do.
Put Joseph out your house, baby. You'll be all right. You and Keisha, y'all make a way. Y'all will be better off. Before things get really ugly out here. Best of luck. Let us know how it goes.
How about you some zip ties?
Our next letter is a fun video game question from Andrew.
Yay!
Andrew says, I'm starting to replay some of my old Pokemon games from when I was a kid, and I wanted to ask if you could only pick 3 Pokemon to absolutely have to have on your team, which 3 would it be? Crystal, if you don't understand this question, ask if you're for help. Love you both, Andrew. First of all, Andrew, you tried it. I downloaded Pokemon Go like everybody else back in 2018.
Not only did she download Pokemon Go, she became a literal international Pokemon master. The bitch caught Pokemon in New York City to Paris. We were walking around London.
I did that.
Catching Pokemon. It was unbelievable.
All the rumors are true. Yeah.
So for me, definitely top 2. I remember the first generation, so I have to go with the classics. Ninetales. I feel like Ninetales is a Pokemon that Beyonce would have. She would probably.
I feel like you've told me that before.
Absolutely. Then Blastoise, because he has water cannons on both of his shoulders, and he's a big blue turtle. Doesn't get much better than that. And then I would probably have to go with a legendary. I don't know if it would be Mew or Mewtwo. Maybe Mewtwo, because he kind of had like a villainous arc, and then he became kind of an anti-hero. Yeah. And I think
Mewtwo
actually like spoke English.
Oh, yes. Probably so. Yeah,
Ninetales, Blastoise, Mewtwo. That's my final answer.
Okay. For me, I'm probably going to get some of these pronunciations wrong, so please don't be nerds about it. First of all, would probably be Eevee.
Yep.
Because Eevee can evolve into like 10 different niggas.
Like 25 niggas.
Yeah. So I would definitely pick Eevee. Also, Dragonite was one of my favorites.
Great choice.
I pulled up the app to answer this question. So not counting any of the Eevee spawns, probably Dragonite. And then purely because the first time I caught one, I was in Harlem around the corner from my house, and I was so happy. I almost pissed myself. I have to say Pikachu. Like, I get that this nigga is not the best of anything, but it was so iconic to me to catch Pikachu that I just...
In Harlem,
of all places. Like, it just meant so much to me. I cannot leave him off of the list. So...
Blackachu.
Yeah. I was so fucking hype when I caught Pikachu, and then I caught another one like in the West Village a few days later, and it didn't mean as much. So
yeah, if I had a top 4 or 5, I probably would have stuck Pikachu in there somewhere because it's fucking Pikachu. It's right. Like, everyone fucking loves Pikachu.
Yeah. So that's what I would pick. And thank you so much, Andrew, for asking us something fun. Even though you assumed that I would not know anything about it. And I clearly did. I mean, a reasonable assumption, but still.
I mean, Mama doesn't play like a whole bunch of bloody shit, but she has every Korok seed.
I do.
I don't even have that kind of patience.
Every Korok seed.
And I have every video game. So
I have every Korok seed. Like
maybe
Breath
don't
of the
underestimate
Wild,
her.
I truly consider myself a Smee.
Do you know what a journey and commitment it is to get every one of them goddamn seeds?
Mm-hmm.
You have to decide. Yeah, I am going to do this.
You do. Like, it's not something you accidentally
do.
There's
no if and or but about it. There's no gray area. You make up your mind.
Yeah, this was before I went back to school. Back when I had time.
My word.
But yes, you know, like some things I do know, and Pokemon I know, and this was a very fun question. So thank you. Our last question is mess and miserable. It comes from Kay. Kay says, I need help breaking up with my half sister. Not in a romantic sense.
I would hope not. Yeah.
In 2019, I reached out to my shitty ass father to ask about our family here in the U.S. since he is in Jamaica. And he mentioned.
Call him Devin.
We can call him Devon.
Let's call him Ralston.
And he mentioned that I have an older half sister here in the States and said he could give her my info. Without really thinking about it, I said yes, and I ended up spending a day with her and her kids, which was an overwhelming experience. I found out that I have several other half siblings here in the States, and she was so excitable and talked nonstop from 11 a.m. when we met up until she dropped me back off at my house at 11 p.m. My sister is nice enough, but she seems to have misogynistic and pick-me tendencies, and she is not somebody that I would even be friends with in regular life.
Well,
she is also
that's family.
Yeah, she is also under a very different impression of who our dad is because she just met him a couple years ago. She thinks he was forced by his family to leave her and her mom in Jamaica, so she's extremely sympathetic to him. Meanwhile, I know the real truth, which is that he got an American pregnant and left. Plus, our dad is an extreme nutcase and an abuser. I tried to tell my sister that our father has some truly sick tendencies, but she brushed the matter off entirely. It was exhausting to be with her that day, and I am not interested in having a relationship with her outside of a passive holiday text. However, it's very awkward because we live in the same city, and I can tell that she wants a relationship with me. I'm ashamed to admit it, but I tried to ghost her, but she did not catch the hint. When she texts me... When she texts me, she calls me sis all the time, and it makes me uncomfortable because we are not sisters in anything but blood. How do I politely tell her that I don't want a relationship with her? I can tell she has been wanting the family she's never had, and I don't want to devastate her, but I also don't want to string her along. Thanks so much, Kay.
Girl, Kay, what do you like in Pokemon? Have you tried? Like, you motherfuckers need to, like, call somebody. This is so heavy. Jesus Christ. Like, what a transition, bitches. Is like, you need help. Do you understand that we just smoke weed and, like, guess?
Now, what do you like in Pokemon?
Like, told us that her motherfucking ever so distant half sister wants a relationship with her, but she doesn't see it at all. How do I tell this bitch never to call me again, even though she loves me and simply wants to have a relationship?
Please.
Yikes.
Yeah. That's really the question. And I feel for you because this is a lot. But I think, I don't know, kind of like for as long as you can use the pandemic as an excuse, I would do that.
I wouldn't.
I would, as I like slowly broke the news to her that we were not going to be able to kick it on a regular basis. I don't think you should just suck it up and deal anyway, but I do think you should keep the channel of communication open in case your sister is ever really ready to hear you about your opinions about y'all's father. I would do that.
Yeah, that's my thing. Like, I totally respect where you're landing on your opinion on your father, the facts on your father, your perspective on it, what you've made peace with, what you're not debating on. Like, I totally respect all of that, right?
Mm-hmm.
I just, it's sad that, like, your sister wants to be family with you in any regard. And there's just a block there because you're not with the shits and you're not going to, you're not going to cater to or perpetuate this idea that y'all daddy is not a fuck nigga. Right. You don't want to like burst her bubble, it seems, in a way, but you're not going to do it. And I completely respect that. So I would like Crystal said, I would hope that maybe there is a way that you can communicate that there's a door or something there when available for you guys to have like a real conversation, not only as sisters, but as like grown-ups.
Yeah.
About
That's
the reality of your family. And as individuals that aren't just your dad's kids, like, let's think as individual people that have the right to be completely objective. Sometimes
it's subjective.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, objective, subjective.
Objective, like neutral.
Yes, like completely looking at this situation for what it is and calling a spade a spade. And if in that situation, if there's a whole bunch of like tug of war or haggling about, well, my dad is, then yeah, right. I can absolutely be like, God bless you, girl, in your journey. Maki Dada, you know what I mean? I'll always be your sister technically.
Exactly. Because I've seen some things that you haven't. So for you to be like, oh, nah, your experience don't mean nothing. It's like, I don't think so, bitch. And I just met you.
You have every right to protect yourself, the work that you have done, the work that you are doing. And just because this girl is crying out for a sibling or whatever doesn't mean that you need to unearth a whole bunch of hurt or whatever in order to, cater to that or whatever.
Right. I agree.
So yeah, I think I would try to communicate that, like, I care. Good luck. And hopefully you can speak as human beings and individuals and sisters rather than, the dad fan club, because you don't owe that nigga nothing.
Exactly. Especially, when you say that he had like some sick tendencies, like those niggas definitely do not deserve the consideration that they tend to get anyway, just off the strength of being men. So I completely agree. I would say that blood isn't everything, even though it means so much. It's not everything. And it's not your fault or your sister's fault that y'all didn't grow up knowing each other or just now found out about each other. Like, it was your father's responsibility to make sure that y'all had a relationship. And he failed at that because he is the reason that y'all have a connection at all. It was his job to do that. So I don't want you to internalize that and be like, oh no, I'm going to make her so sad because she doesn't have her sister. Like, that's not your fault. You are the sister, not the person who made both of the daughters. It wasn't ever your responsibility to make sure you and your sister was tight. If y'all had known each other growing up or whatever, I'm sure by now you would be so used to your sister's bullshit ass attitude that it would be like commonplace, regular, everyday sibling drama that people have. Like, I'm sure you would feel differently if you had known this girl for longer than a year and a half. And if most of that hadn't been behind a pandemic, but that's not the way it worked out. And that's not your fault. So don't internalize that and tell her the truth.
I'm really just very... I saw something yesterday. It was like a meme about moms. And then someone said like black moms. And someone said something about like why we don't have memes like this about black dads. I think they were trying to be like cheeky. Everybody's response was because
who has one? Right. Who has a dad, bitch? Are you kidding?
And I was like, yeah, this is funny and everything. Like, all of the different responses in the thread were hilarious. It's like, it really sucks how many adults and like Black folk in our age range right now are having to like take on the responsibility of picking up the pieces and piecing together stuff, making sense of stuff, healing from wounds of like niggas just being niggas and getting to get away with it. And having to do that work on your own, it's just like so normalized for Black people.
Yep.
That like,
it is.
I'm glad that there are more, you know, more Black people of a certain age that are speaking out more about the ways that they were failed and the ways that parents need to do better, whether it is themselves or their own parents or both or whatnot. Because it's like, so many of us are just fucked up and just carry that around because we expect to. And it's like, yeah, that's just how it is. Like, no.
And that's just what we do.
No.
Yep.
No. We don't have to do that anymore.
But that's literally how it is.
Yeah.
Yeah. I just don't want you to feel like it's your fault if your sister loses out on something. That was always your dad's fault. And that's not on you. But at the same time, like I said, I would have that understanding and also keep the avenue open in my back pocket in case she was ever really ready to hear me. Because I would always, there's a part of me that would always want to get through to her. But at a certain point, you have to protect yourself, your peace, your mental health, and not make the active choice to pursue that. Where it's like, if she's ever ready to come to me, then fine. But like, I can't keep putting myself out there and getting my feelings hurt and crushing my own emotions in the process. Like, because I'm the one who suffers then. So, I would do that. And good luck processing your relationship with your father and your many evident step siblings. But know that you're not alone in this struggle, and know that it is perfectly fine to prioritize your own peace and health and happiness. You deserve to do that.
You should.
You should.
Because I hate to make another Drag Race reference.
No, please do. If you don't,
you can't love yourself.
I knew you was finna.
How the hell are you gonna love somebody else? Can I get an amen?
Oh, man.
To the moon is my favorite. Like,
to the moon. To the moon.
She always changes it to whatever her single is that season. But To the Moon was the girl.
Oh, it's so good.
It's really fantastic.
Yeah. So, but you have to care about yourself, boo. You should matter more to you than anybody else. So,
yes. It's your responsibility to put that work into it's their responsibility to put that work into themselves and reach those avenues the same way that you do. And you can help, but it ain't your responsibility to walk them across the goddamn bridge.
Exactly. You can lead a horse to water, but you can't make it drink.
Hello. There it is.
Okay. On that note, that is going to wrap up the questions for this week. For next week, we are going to switch to something different. We're going to introduce something new, and that is the concept of a themed topic for the week. And really, friend, when I was thinking about this, I thought, who better for the first week than our queen, our gyrator and savior, Beyonce? Who else? Nobody better to kick off the first week of this new part of the podcast. So if you have a Beyonce related question for us, please send it to asktheread@gmail.com. We are going to handle those next week. Now we're going to take a quick break and we'll be right back.
Hey guys, now's the perfect time to turn your ideas into a cool website, and you can do it very easily with Squarespace because you'll find everything that you need, whether you're trying to showcase like artwork or some funny thing that your baby did, or, you know, blogging, what's going on with the, you know, plants that you just put in your backyard, or, you know, selling artisanal sandals or belts. Whatever it is you can think of, you can make a great website for it. Buying a domain from Squarespace is easy because they don't have hidden fees or price hikes or any kind of, you know, setups alongside it. And you get to know your audience with their analytics tools that include insight on page views, time on websites, audience geography, basically everything you need to know to have stats and things to help your website grow, monetize it, that kind of stuff. We've used Squarespace for our individual websites as well as the Read website. And as as people who have had to do website building the old-fashioned way, I am incredibly grateful. I'm sure Crystal agrees that the Squarespace experience is just about as easy as it can get, while also getting you a website that looks very great and professional. So if you want to try it out, go to squarespace.com/read for a free trial now. And when you're ready to launch, use the offer code READ to save 10% off of your first purchase of a website or a domain. That's squarespace.com/read. The offer code is READ for 10% off of your first purchase. Go build something great. Let's move on.
Hey y'all, this week's episode is also brought to you by Talkspace. If you're anything like me, then you have had many, many moments throughout your young adult life where you were talking to your friends about something you were going through, and the advice that you received ultimately ended up being not worth very much at all. Quite frequently would make the situation even worse. Like, girl, let's put our masks and our gloves on and drive over to that nigga mama house. That's always a bad idea. And yet we all do it. You know, we all talk to our friends when we're going through stuff. However, they don't always give us the advice that we actually need or something that would be useful. Getting unbiased feedback and advice from a licensed professional can be refreshing and actually rewarding. No matter where you are in life, Talkspace can provide the support to help you feel better with a single message. They offer individual and couples therapy in addition to medication prescription services. If that's something that you need, you can set goals with your therapist and they can help make sure you're really progressing. Plus, Talkspace works around your schedule and you can schedule live video sessions with your licensed therapist from anywhere. Send and receive unlimited messages with your dedicated therapist in the app. Talkspace has thousands of licensed therapists who are experts in dozens of specialties and are available for you to match with. So find out today why Talkspace is the #1 online therapy platform to help you sort through any issue. You guys know that I first used Talkspace when I got back into therapy a few years ago, and it has absolutely completely changed my life. I can't picture where I would be if I had never made the decision to reach out to a professional. So start feeling better with a single message. Match with a licensed therapist when you go to Talkspace.com and get $100 off your first month with promo code READ. That's $100 off when you use code READ at Talkspace.com. Let them know Kid Fury and Crystal sent you. All right, let's wrap up the show.
Okay, we're back. It's time now for the read. And I will get us started because I really don't have much to say. Two quick things.
Okay.
I know we say that all the time.
Yeah.
But I really don't.
Yep.
I just want to start by saying I read a story about a Red Cross nurse in Germany who reportedly compromised at least 8,600 possible patients by reportedly injecting them with a saline placebo rather than the COVID vaccine that they showed up to receive. 8,600 people that were trying to get vaccinated, including several elderly patients who are at a greater risk of contracting COVID-19 and dying, were then told that they quite likely needed to come in, get another shot.
Wow.
Because there was no concrete, I guess, no way to confirm for sure that they had all gotten the vaccinations.
Yeah.
That they asked.
Of course. Yeah.
Now, this nurse and her lawyer are claiming, no, I was actually like,
don't say it.
I broke a vial.
No.
She says.
No, please don't do this.
She broke a vial of the vaccine by accident. And then it was just one. It was one of them. I put a little water, some dial soap.
I was going to say, what? Some fucking Lysol? What did you put in there, girl? Some Fabuloso? What the hell?
Mrs. Dash.
Mrs. Dash. God. What this bitch do? Mix up a concoction and put it in people instead? Oh my God. Say sight.
So she claiming that she didn't want to lose her job. So instead she put some Fabuloso in one of the thingies, some Pine Sol, and then she was like, here. And
you didn't want to lose your job, so you gave people something that wasn't the vaccine.
Obviously, the police are calling bullshit because this runs contrary to a bunch of different reports that say that she was running around doing whatever the fuck she wanted to with several patients.
Cedar.
She's also been accused of spreading anti-vaxxer, rhetoric on Facebook and stuff, in which her lawyer responded, well, she got the vaccine. Of course she did, girl. She has to work.
Mm-hmm. I mean, she's a nurse. So, yeah, she did. And a lot of people who...
in that regard...
A lot of COVID anti-people are vaccinated and still talking this shit. A lot of them. Right. Most of them.
I mean, there are places like Texas or wherever where I can't remember how many, a crazy amount of nurses and people in medicine lost their jobs or got suspended or whatever.
A lot of them
refused to get vaccinated.
They did.
It's like, obviously, this particular nurse is full of shit. I don't know what exactly she thinks that she is getting away with or what, because so much of it is still unknown. They're doing an investigation. Obviously, I highly doubt that anything will happen to this person. But it is insane. First of all, if you, much like we were talking earlier, if you don't want to get the vaccine, I just think there's a couple of decisions you should need to make. And you need to make them and stand firm on them.
I agree. Stay home.
Not going to everyday people is one of them. And
getting tested when you do go somewhere, wearing masks when you choose to go out, and staying home most of the time. I feel like that's what you should do.
Maybe being a nurse right now?
Not a great idea, sister.
Not a great idea if you're not going to get with the vaccine.
Because you need to be on the front lines of fighting this bitch, you see. So you need to be as protected as a person can be.
Yeah.
That's why the rest of the doctors and nurses are so frustrated. Because they are so overwhelmed now, and it don't have to be this way.
They don't have enough help. They don't have enough resources. They barely have enough people that care. And then in plenty places of the world, and damn sure this country, they have patients coming in saying, well, I don't even believe in the China virus. Well, the China virus, I'm not getting no vaccine. I don't regret getting the vaccine. And Biden and Kamala, I'm never gonna get, because the China virus is fake news.
Yeah.
Like people choosing to come in and fight for their right to die. Yep. Meanwhile, they have to fight to keep these niggas alive. Yep. They don't have time for, their fellow scrubs to be like, well, not only do I think that this vaccination shit is garbage, I'm going to stick the girls with, a shot of water, Casamigos, and Lari seasoning salt. That's what I'm going to give them rather than the vaccination that they asked for. What? What are we doing?
How did you think that was a better idea?
Why do you even care? You motherfuckers will storm the Capitol for your right to live on a planet that you don't give a fuck about, and you damn sure don't give a fuck about the other motherfuckers on here. Let's just get to the bunkers. Let's just light a fire to every plant. Let's just burn everything to the ground, and let's get to the bunker era of our life on Earth. Because clearly that's what y'all want.
It is.
Let's get to the bunkers. Every man for himself, the forever purge. Last but not least, I want to say, I'm in the market for new unscripted garbage in TV. I've said numerous times that I'm staying away from, or trying to I'm successfully, for the most part, staying away from the housewives of medicine and hip hop. Because no shade, they were just raising my blood pressure. I was getting way too invested. And I was like, okay, I don't know Lanithia. Don't know Kenya. Don't know Phaedra. Like, why am I so... I'm too invested. So then I tried to stick to, Drag Race. Because, my people, queer sings, yes, mama, whatever shit. And then, that is a truly fascinating show. The amount of work that they do, the transformations, the stuff that's asked for them. It's just, there's a reason it has so many Emmys.
Right.
Currently, this season of All Stars is So I've decided that I need something else. And the only other thing that I thought of is that I would, for whatever reason, a guilty pleasure of mine was Are You the One and X on the Beach,
Makes
which
sense.
I think are both based on like UK dating shows that are trash.
Yeah.
Those things are sadistic. Like, they are just horrible to these people and the scenarios that they put them in, right? But both of those shows have got chopped, I think. I don't think that they're in production anymore. But there's Love Island on CBS, and HBO Max has this show called F-Boy Island.
Ooh, and have you seen Too Hot to Handle?
I forgot about that one. Oh,
there's
my
so
God.
many, like,
there's another one.
There's so many weird, gorgeous, and everybody is sexy reality shows. There are so many.
Oh my God, I forgot about that. Okay, so listen. So I have been doing Love Island. Like, I've been jumping back and forth between Love Island and F-Boy Island, trying to see which one I'm going to commit to.
Too Hot to Handle.
And I realized yesterday that Love Island, at least the third season of Love Island, is 28 episodes, which is crazy to me because I'm used to them being like 10 to 12.
Exactly. Damn, that's a lot.
Love Island to me seems like real drama with people that like actually want to date. I haven't looked at Too Hot to Handle. But anyway, the focus of my read is really that like white privilege is getting to have a show called F-Boy Island and completely stamp all over some more shit that niggas have been saying for decades and decades and decades. And just kernels in the cornbread it. Just green bean casserole. Like, I knew that F-Boy Island was going to be insufferable literally within the first 15 seconds of it. Because I got them saying F-Boy instead of fuckboy. And I got, within the first 15 seconds, the word douchebaggery used. And then some white woman named Nicki Glazer. It was within the first 15 seconds of the program that I knew that this was white people whiting. Whiting, like the fish.
Yeah.
And it was going to be a problem. And it is just as campy and ridiculous. First of all, what blows my mind about F-Boy Island is like, if y'all are going to take the things, use them, my nigga. This is an HBO Max original. You can cuss. Say fuckboy. Say fuckboy. They say F-boy the whole way through. They never say fuckboy. Ever. But they do say fuck.
Wow. So
uncensored.
Then, girl, so then what's the fucking problem?
So what are we fucking doing?
Wow.
Why must you take all of our things and put cornflakes in it? Why must y'all take all of our goddamn things and pumpkin spice raisin it? I'm tired. There's no reason. Just say fuckboy. Like, what are we...
Pumpkin spice raisin it.
Even if
somebody putting pumpkin spice in your fucking tuna salad, chicken salad, potato salad...
It's probably been done.
It probably has, because white people have no limits.
We're getting at least 3 emails tomorrow. Like, yes, at the potluck.
My aunt,
I was the one.
My step grandma, she said add a little pumpkin spice, and I did it. I did. I put pumpkin spice in the mac and cheese.
It's like if the show was called and marketed as F-Boy Island, but they said fuckboy
that
in the
would
show,
be one thing,
it would be one thing. But it's just like, how many more times do I have to watch y'all take things that niggas have been saying since I was a baby and before that and act like it's Kids Bop? Leave me alone.
Yeah, that's real.
But either way, everybody on these shows is fine. They're horrible. They're terrible.
Oh yeah, that's why they're great for TV. Because they're terrible
God,
people.
Are they good looking?
They're fine as shit, and they're too young to say no to this.
I like Love Island so much. I like it more so far because there are there's a stronger balance of gender or whatever.
Yeah.
Like FY Island is 24 niggas and 3 of the same girls per episode.
Amen.
And I've seen write-ups calling it the most feminist show ever or whatever, so I'm trying to see it through. But so far, it's literally one girl who's a stylist, one who's described as a content creator, and one's a social media manager. And they don't show anyone's age in their like interview, but they show all of their quote-unquote occupations, and I swear they try these people. Because it's like... This nigga's a Bitcoin investor, TikToker. And it's like, that nigga told you that he works for like the USPS, but also is big on TikTok. And you called him a TikToker, so we would call him a fuckboy. Like, it's a bit too much. I might stick with Love Island. I like Cachet. The black girls on there are sweet. But now you just reminded me I need to put Too Hot to Handle on the roster to see if that's where I need to be.
It's very fun. I was actually, me and Fran were just chilling, sitting there like smoking weed and weaving something out of wool or something. Yeah. And Tristan was sitting there watching Too Hot to Handle. And it just drug us in at first because we were like, what is this bullshit? And then by the end of one episode, we were completely hooked. Like,
is how it happens.
That's how they get
time.
You because you're like, I don't care.
Every time.
It's like 18 white people to every 2 black people. And I still don't care because the show is so ridiculous. It's just a bunch of very young people whose brains aren't done developing, very conventionally attractive people all in one isolated space and then basically daring them not to fuck or whatever. And it's just like,
that's Too Hot to Handle. Too Hot to Handle is the one where they're not supposed to have sex.
If they kiss or hold hands or hug or anything.
If they kiss and they can't touch?
No. So it's like the amount of money you lose, it goes up depending on how, So like if you have sex, you lose the most. But then they have like simulating sex actions counts as losing money, and oral of course counts, kissing counts, and I think holding hands probably even counts.
Oh no, that's some bullshit.
I think so. But holding hands is probably like $10, whereas having sex is like $5,000. So it's like...
Okay, so I have to put that one on the list too to see where
it's so good. It's so good.
But you're right. They're all like incredibly young people. And like even the F-boy thing, it's like, all of y'all are fuckboys and these women aren't truly looking for love. All of y'all want, to climb your social media ranks and get bookings.
All of y'all. That's what all of y'all are here for.
Get a spinoff or whatever, and that's fine. But you're right that you spend like the first 15 to 20 minutes being like, all of these people are terrible. They're insufferable. They're so annoying. Yeah. I hate this show. And by the end of like 45 minutes, you're like, who the fuck does Kevin think that he has got him talking to? Because let me tell you one thing about my bitch Trina. Absolutely, you're not gonna do her. Like
that was us. At first we were like, Tristan, this is the most anti-feminist programming we've ever seen. This is so wrong, blah, blah, blah. And by the end we were like, how dare that nigga act like she not fine? Blah, blah, blah. Like really like yelling at the TV and fully being invested. These shows, they grab you in. So don't watch them. But if you do, just know Too Hot to Handle is a lot, girl. It's a mess.
Yeah.
And so are the rest.
Yeah, they're literally all awful, but they're better for me right now where I'm at. Yeah. And more entertaining than just watching a bunch of rich women go to lunch and argue.
Yeah, no, I feel you. Because, like, let me just watch
that's great
people making primal decisions, okay? It's limbic brain. These
crying
girls, I don't
after
have time for that.
Knowing a nigga for 48 hours. These motherfuckers be in love with some light eyes after 12 hours, crying like, but I love him. And then an episode and a half later, the fucking shady ass narrator is like, coming to the villa right now via chopper is Bryson. And Bryson is tatted up, pecs, green eyes, and the same crying motherfucker is like, it's over. Like, it's so it's great.
Yeah.
It's great. I can't do like Luan.
I truly love it.
I need a break from the count.
I feel you. I need a break from all of Beverly Hills.
Yeah. I'll be back at some point.
I mean, because I love it, but I'll be back.
For now,
I'll be back.
Too Hot to Handle.
So I just also have a few very quick things to say, and then I'll be out of here. First of all, Texas Governor Greg Abbott contracted COVID. Bitch, it's what you deserve. It is truly what you deserve. Of course, he is getting the absolute best care available. He is, I'm sure, has private nurses and is being taken care of with incredible precision and care and detail, all the while he is trying to make sure that schools cannot institute mask orders in Texas, even though Texas has one of the worst COVID numbers of any state in the fucking country. Even though he is receiving the kind of care that most Texans can't afford to take the kind of time off of work to do.
Adrenochrome shipments.
Like literally through all that.
Yeah.
Even still, Greg Abbott, who every time my friends make ableist jokes about him, I have to say y'all are wrong for that. Even though he's a terrible fucking person, Greg Abbott has tested positive for COVID. And I cannot think of a single person other than maybe Governor Ron DeSantis who deserves it more. I just can't think of anybody who deserves it more. And I hope COVID does her absolute worst on you, because you are a miserable son of a bitch who deserves all the worst things that life has to offer.
Amen.
And speaking of COVID, the next part of my read goes out to Summer Walker, who uses her absolutely pointless
girl
Instagram burner account Galacta Whore to say things, even though we all know who it is. Summer posted a story saying, "If you vaccinated, please stay away from me." Smiley face emoji, light skin,
No
thumbs up
problem.
emoji. Right. First of all, no problem. You clearly one of them bitches who believes that like vaccinated cones will leap off me and into you. And all I have to say is, if that was the case, we would not be begging you niggas to get vaccinated.
Yeah.
If the vaccine was contagious, we would not be begging you niggas to get it.
We'd probably be a lot better off.
But I understand you don't know like a fucking thing about science, so I have no problem explaining this to you.
Oh my god, this blew. Well, it really blew my mind.
Right? No, like I expected it from her, but bitch, shut up, because you also played like Ring Around the Rosie with your fucking face and had them niggas reshaping everything on your fucking anterior, girl. Had them niggas nip and tucking your fucking nose. Had them niggas installing a whole new ass and hips for your ass. But all of a sudden you got a problem with the goddamn vaccine. Bitch, do you understand that BBL is one of the riskiest surgeries you can get, period? And it is completely pointless. It has nothing to do with your health or your well-being, unlike the vaccine, which is designed to keep your stupid ass alive. And third, you, Summer Walker, are the same bitch who talked about not bathing every day and posted a picture talking about when you don't have plates, then this'll do, and your fucking cheesy nachos are in a goddamn dustbin and sitting on the fucking bristles of a goddamn broom. Bitch, are you kidding me? But you got a problem with vaccines? Sweetie, you got a problem with soap and hot water. What am I supposed to be surprised about?
Yeah.
Where's the shock? Do you think your opinion really means something? You let these niggas reshape your body unnecessarily, but think you have a valid opinion about vaccines? You do not. You know what you should have said? I would rather do this and risk my life than be fat or misshapen like the rest of you bitches, and I don't give a fuck about the vaccine, because at least that's honest. If you have the vaccine, and stay away from me. Bitch, you're the one who makes poor decisions. What you mean stay away from you? You stay away from me.
I mean, like, obviously do what you want with your body, but
this shit,
like,
it doesn't make sense. Make it make sense.
It is a lot of people that say these things that you can easily point out, like, yeah, but you take crazy risks with your health for like all kinds of stuff.
You
and yeah, a lot of them are things that aren't necessary.
You be in the club in Atlanta, Georgia, vaping that hookah every weekend because a problem with vaccines. How?
And again, like, for me and the record, like, for me and the record, and as far as that goes, honey, if it's not your tea, okay. I just don't understand why we have to come up, like, why we have to add nonsense on it. Like you can just like not say anything.
And that's always an option. You could just not say anything. Why does it have to be this way with these people every fucking time? That's what I don't understand. Why couldn't you just shut the hell up? Who was asking Summer Walker for advice about a vaccine? Sweetie, you're not a scientist. Nothing about you even says completed high school. Nothing about you says I should ask this person about the vaccine efficacy. Nothing about you says vaccine or efficacy.
I mean, there was a strong spoiler alert when you started talking about vegetables and, breastfeeding or whatever.
Baby, green smoothies don't cure COVID. They don't. If all you had to do was be healthy, we would not have over 500,000 people dead. Please understand, it is a respiratory virus. It can get anybody who breathes. That's everybody. God damn.
And even people who aren't like killed and stuff are a lot of times still going, like have
complications for years.
Yeah, exactly.
People have been like sick since they got
scarring and stuff. It's just like it's not necessary. But then again, if you're like, girl, the vaccine is not for me for X and Y and Z or whatever, it's like, okay, but like, do you have to come on like the front street of Facebook and just start spreading misinformation? Like, what good does it do anybody?
Right. And who cares?
Who cares? I mean, I guess people feel like they care. They just don't know what they care about.
I just know that when I saw that, I was like, I know the bitch who didn't get a whole new set of hips. I know the bitch who wasn't like, oh, I just felt so uncomfortable and insecure. I know the bitch who did not literally put her life on the line for a fatter ass. I know that same girl don't have an issue with vaccines that have so many studies at this point behind them. Like the vaccine has been out for almost a year. It started late last year with healthcare professionals around the globe. The data is there if you know how to look at it. You either don't know how to look at it or don't want to or don't want to understand it. And whatever, that's your right. You can feel however you want to feel, but you don't make no sense as a bitch who literally got her hips widened and her ass fattened by medical doctors who kept you alive throughout the useless, unnecessary procedure.
I think there's like a lot of I lost my train of thought.
I'm just saying.
Like, it's just, there's like a lot of, when you are making the decision to like not be vaccinated or whatever, again, I just feel like you have the right, you don't have to do that, but you can like also just not say anything. But
right, you could also just shut the hell up.
It's like one thing being someone like Summer Walker who has had, a few highly discussed moments of what? Like we've had a few moments where we're just kind of like, oh, well,
why did that happen? Yeah.
Of course, people have plenty to go off of when it's like you don't want to get vaccinated, but you try to convince us that all a baby needs to live is pomegranate seeds. It doesn't make sense. But then it's like many of y'all, it's the same thing. Like you were just at Bella Noche's facing, a whole bottle of Hennessy and doing blowing Molly and weed. So it's like,
and I know we talked about this on the show, and I know I said everybody knows you're not supposed to give infants under a year old raw honey or any kind of honey. Babies are not supposed to have honey. I feel like most girls or women or cis women know that. I feel like we know that. I damn
sure didn't. I learned that through this.
But that's because you did not have to be a junior mother since you were 12 years old.
Amen.
I had to be able to take care of babies from when I was still a baby. So I knew that you're not supposed to give babies honey. And yet here goes Summer dabbing some shit on her lip and giving this baby crushed up spinach leaves and blueberries. Like, girl, what the fuck is this? If you don't feed that baby.
Storm. She's going to be the real Storm, and you're all going to be pissed. You're going to eat your words when she can control the weather.
I hope I do. I truly do. I would not be mad at that at all. That would be incredible. So please let that happen. That would be for the absolute best. But I just want y'all to make your decisions and not lie about what is real in the process. That's all I want. That's all I want. Yeah. And all you have to do is look at the data to know what it says. You might have your own feelings, but the data says what it says. So again, best of luck to everybody. I cannot be bothered with you niggas. I got my own shit going on, but good luck from here on out.
Good luck.
Woo, girl, because the Biden administration said the vaccine is out there, and if you bitches don't get it, that sounds like your problem. We're not shutting down the economy and ain't no more quarantine. You can forget the stimmies. Right, they said ain't no more of that bullshit. You can get vaccinated and go back to work, or you can fucking die.
That man can kiss my ass.
That's what they said. That's what they said. And I don't expect anything less out of the Democrats. I don't expect anything less.
Of course not.
But girl, this is what your country is telling you is the deal. So,
like I said, I went and I got my 2 doses. I did the best I could. I don't know what the girls want from me. They already talking about booster shots. I still go down to the motherfucking bodega with a mask on. I don't know what the girls want. I'm just, I hope for the best. Like I said, I'm waiting for the sky to crack open and for the chariot to sing.
Amen. So, swing down and let a bitch ride. Because I'm ready, child. I'm ready. It's just too much of a mess out here, but good luck to all the niggas as we progress. That is going to wrap up this week's episode of The Read. Make sure you check us out on social media at This Is The Read. Our website is thisistheread.com, and you can find our merch at shoptheread.com. Any announcements from you, friend, this week before we leave?
I don't have any announcements, but I did want to give some quick gaming suggestions. I just want to talk about games more because it's my thing.
Okay.
It's my favorite medium.
Oh, me too. I
spend a ton of time doing it.
Me too.
And I love when people who don't play them very often get hooked on new ones. So right now, if you're looking for something fun to play, Dodgeball Academia on the Nintendo Switch and on the PlayStation, probably Xbox as well. If you're looking for something with a Saturday morning cartoon vibe, it's very fun, great cast of characters, kind of looks like OKKO mixed with Rocket Power, and you got a whole RPG style vibe. If you're one of those people who loves the story of magic kid who goes to school to learn to be magic and make friends, that's that with RPG and fun dodgeball mechanics, and I love it. And there's also a game, I think it's only on Switch and PC right now, called Road 96. That's kind of like a Life is Strange, which we know that you played and thought was The Last of Us.
You didn't have to bring that up.
It's very decision based. A lot of the dialogue and choices you make impact the way that the story works out, and you kind of just play these teens that are living in a socio-political state of unrest in this fictional country, and they're trying to reach the border. And you meet a zany cast of characters and try not to die or get arrested or whatever.
Okay, what is it called again?
That one's called Road 96.
Road 96.
Really, really good game.
I will download that. Can't wait to tell y'all about it.
And lots of parallels to, American garbage.
To The Last of Us.
Yeah, that one made me tear up once or twice, but it's also got lots of lighthearted stuff. Whereas Dodgeball Academia is just pure cartoony, fun arcadiness. Okay. So check those out. And if you like them, let me know. Send me screenshots and stuff like that. And I'll probably suggest some more games as I get into them and like them.
Oh, yes.
Because Lord knows we could escape reality these days.
And that is literally what I'm trying to do, almost all the time. Because this is trash. So,
yeah.
Take care of yourselves out there, Black people, and we will see y'all next week.